The 4 blind spots in a car. Blind spots are places where a driver's seated view of the road is obstructed. Usually, the size of the vehicle in question determines the severity of such visual obstructions. Every automobile has blind zones. With the exception of older automobile models, which continue to pose a risk to passengers and other road users, car manufacturers have made significant progress over the years in downscaling these weak areas. This post will go over 4 of the most typical blind spots that motorists should be aware of. The 4 blind spots while driving. When driving, blind spots on larger automobiles have grown. Due to their size compared to conventional automobiles, SUVs, Jeeps, and trucks will have more noticeable blind zones. While operating even larger vehicles, it is crucial to exercise twice as much attention as it is when driving a car because blind spots can be extremely dangerous. Truck drivers need to be aware of their truck's blind areas in order to reduce the risks they represent. The size and position of a vehicle's blind spots often depend on the model. To prevent a truck accident, the 4 most typical blind zones for heavy trucks are listed below. 1. Side mirror blind spot. Side mirrors are intended to lessen the effects of blind spots by assisting drivers in seeing other cars and pedestrians nearby, helping them avoid accidents caused by blind spots. Whatever the case, these crucial auto parts are a bit of a hindrance, making them the biggest blind spot of all. Although it's a common misperception that side mirrors, which let drivers see what's behind them while driving, eliminate all blind spots in a car, this isn't totally accurate. No matter how small or inconsequential it may seem, the area of the road that the side mirror covers when driving. This small obstacle has caused numerous terrible accidents, some of which have left their victims permanently impaired. 2. Rear blind spot. The region behind a car is regarded as a large blind spot and frequently causes rear-end incidents. Although just a tiny portion of what is behind may be seen by drivers when using rear-view mirrors, the other places at the back of a vehicle will remain a mystery when driving, which is one of the main reasons for truck accidents. Rear-view mirrors are now standard on new car models to help mitigate this blind area. Drivers may see objects and vehicles behind them as well as in other lanes by using a rear-view mirror. 3. A-pillar blind spot. Whereas the A-pillars aid in defining the difference between the driver's and passenger's front windshields, they may, however, occasionally hinder the driving. The A-pillars are less likely to result in a blind spot accident than other blind spots in cars, but they can still endanger drivers in unlikely circumstances. Fortunately, this is one blind spot that can be quickly avoided by taking a modest head turn and using good seated technique. 4. Front blind spot. Large passenger cars, huge trucks, and vehicles that are larger than usual tend to have more front blind areas. The large size of these vehicles might be a drawback as it can make it difficult for drivers to notice objects that are right in front of them or not too far away from them. Blind spot warning systems, what are they? Blind spot warning systems are not standard in all automobiles and trucks. Vehicles equipped with blind spot warning systems have sensors integrated into them that can detect nearby vehicles and warn the driver of unexpected lane changes. Although using your mirrors and blind spot warning system at the same time is okay, it's recommended to avoid becoming overly reliant on either one. Make sure to periodically physically check your blind spots, just in case. How to avoid a blind spot? Due to the placement of their mirrors and the intricate nature of their designs, certain automobiles make it nearly impossible to remove blind spots. Yet, there are a few simple precautions that the government, trucking firms, and other organizations promote that may be used by all drivers, regardless of the type of vehicle they operate. 1. Adjust your side mirrors. When you climb into the driver's seat, always check that your mirrors are in the right position. When driving a rental automobile, verify sure the mirrors are in the right position. If not, complete it yourself before starting the vehicle. Adjust your side mirrors so that you can see what is behind your car and not the sides of it to make sure they are in the right position. 2. Look over your shoulder. Just looking over your shoulder is an easy and effective way to cover blind spots. If there are any adjacent vehicles, you will be able to view them through your side windows if you can't see them in your mirrors. This must be finished before changing lanes. Remember, you should only use your side windows as a last resort if your mirrors were improperly adjusted before you started driving or had a fault. To prevent colliding with other vehicles or unwary pedestrians, try to avoid looking over your shoulder as much as you can. Most importantly, while driving, even while idling on congested roads, try to always be aware of your surroundings. 3. Wait to pull out. Make cautious to allow enough space and indicate before changing lanes because it's possible that truck drivers and other cars will be in your blind spot. Whether you're operating smaller SUVs or standard cars, this still holds true. By doing this, you'll help avoid an accident with an oncoming car, which might result in serious injuries. It is advisable to check both mirrors before moving since 2 seconds is more than enough time for any vehicle that is out of your line of sight to become visible in your side mirrors. Conclusion. Just as it's necessary to be aware of your car's blind areas, it's equally important to make yourself as apparent to other drivers as possible because they too have blind spots to consider, and because you never know if they'll be able to notice your vehicle at a crucial moment.